There we are once again. Hey everybody, how's it going today? All right. Please unmute and say hello in the chat. All right. What's going on in your world today? Take a minute here or two to let people know we're live. Get my chat going, all that sort of stuff. Good day, everybody, and welcome to the broadcast. Welcome to the broadcast. Well, yesterday was a good day. We went live like 3 times yesterday. Separate occasions, of course. Check and make sure we got good internet. So it's well, I'm out in the van again today, right? So I was trying to come up with a name for it, and I think I'm gonna go with, well, the Dealmobile was one, and Jesse came up with wheels and deals or something. Anyway, Deals on Wheels. Deals on Wheels. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. Say hello, let me know. Deals on Wheels or what was the other one? Mobile? Deals mobile? Mobile deal. Deals mobile? I can't remember what it was now. I'm losing my mind. Deals on Wheels. Or mobile. I can't remember. You got any ideas? Help me out there. How's it going today, everybody? Hope you're having a good day. We're going to get ready to fly the drone here. The DJI drone. But first, if you've been following along, you'll know I'm really excited about this new lavalier mic that I got, the Hollyland Lark 150. It's dual lavalier, so 2 microphones, wireless. And if you don't know what lavalier means, that's okay. A clip-on mic kind of thing. And I've got it. I'm wearing it right here, right now. And look how tiny this thing is. It only weighs 20 grams, so it's super light. You can just clip it on. It's got its own speaker microphone built right into it. But it also comes with an external lavalier mic, so you can plug that in. So you can have this out of the way and just have a little less discreet lavalier mic clipped onto your shirt, right? And they're tiny mics, so like I said, they're very discreet. But for something like this, I just clip it on the way I go. The receiver is very tiny and small as well. Here's the box. I should show you the box. We're live in several places. We're live on YouTube and not Twitch, Facebook. Here's the size. This is the charging case for the Lark 150. Right? Look at that. Everything goes right inside there. There's the other lav mic. Just to give you an idea. That's how tiny it is. Whoops. Don't drop it, David. Because it's so small, receiver goes in there, and this charges things up. So much like an AirPod case, if the things go dead, put them in here, and the case will charge things up. You get like 18 hours worth of life out of this. So I'm really, really in love with this product. It's very solid, well built. It was well thought out, like even right down to, having rubber feet on the bottom. So when you set this down, like I will here, it's not going to go anywhere. And I'm just really grateful to Hollyland for sending this to me as well, right? So we'll get started here in a minute. Get my bearings going, In the meantime, please unmute, say hello. I don't know why I say that. Why do I say unmute? You can't hear me if you're muted. So let's get some things up on the screen here. We'll go. Please help me reach my goal of 2,000 followers, right? Definitely want to get there. And Really planning on getting to 2,000 followers by September 1st. That's the goal. So if you haven't done the follow yet, that's how you could help me out. So anybody here watching, do you already own a drone? If you do, what kind of drone is it? Or maybe you're just thinking about a drone. Let me know your thoughts on drones. This is my coffee from my local coffee shop. Alrighty. So the DJI drone. Hello, feedback. What software are you using to do your webcast? It's an iPad software. I don't like giving out my trade secrets all the time, but it gets, I like to be unique. It's called Switcher Studio. And it's a paid for software, and there's lots you can do with it. And I really love it, so there you go. Feedback. Are you following feedback? Or are you Amazon feedback? Yeah, I've been live streaming for 11 years professionally. That's what I do. I live stream local events when I could get out. We're still not quite out of lockdown yet. And I do a talk show on Facebook, and so I teach live streaming at our local college as part of the esports program. The first in Canada to teach the live streaming course, actually. Yes, I'm bragging a little bit. But just to give you a little bit of background on me, and I see a lot of people on Amazon Live using, like StreamYard and OBS, etc., and they look the same, right? So with this, I use this to stand out a little more than the rest. Are you a creator? Feedback? Always like to meet other creators. Okay. I stream for a living also. What is your camera source? I thought you said you were familiar with Switcher Studio. If you are familiar with Switcher Studio, you would know what my camera source is. A production studio and drones also? Awesome. Whereabouts do you live? Are you in the States? I'm in Canada. Yeah, what kind of streaming do you do? Like, are you Twitch or YouTube, or do you do like productions for people, or tell me more. You have drones also. What kind of drones do you have? And for anybody else watching, welcome to Deals with David. I'm your host, David. And working on getting to 2,000 followers by September 1st. So if you could hover over and click the follow button. Hey, feedback, help me out there, get it closer to, start things off for me, get me closer to 2,000 followers. Brent from Eastern Oregon, okay, a local online station. Yeah, well, that's similar to what I do. I have Mavic and Inspire 2. Oh, very cool. Yeah, I've never flown either. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't say that. I've never flown the Inspire 2. I've flown the Mavic. I just have the DJI Mini 2. That's good enough for me, for what I'm doing. But you never know. I thought about buying a Mavic, but now they got the Air 2S out. And, I am licensed, even though I didn't need a license for the Mini 2. I went and got one anyway. Just to learn more about the hobby and how things work, etc. What's the name of the online station? Is there a website or something you can share with me? Oh, thank you so much for the follow feedback. Ask and you shall receive. All right. Let's see if feedback started things off for us today. I need to get about 10 followers every time I go live, which is twice a day usually, to get me to 2,000 followers by September 1st. I've set quite a EOAlive.tv. Okay, cool. Very cool. I'll look that up. For those of you who are watching on Facebook and maybe the other 2 YouTube channels, do me a favor. Go to dealswithdavid.live. Should be in the description. Just click on it and come over here on Amazon and watch. Because what that does is it brings the viewership over here, and that helps me grow the channel. And then if you're feeling super generous and you want to support the channel, all you got to do is click on the follow button, and then you'll get notified when I go live. And that helps me grow. What is this platform? Amazon. Yeah, Amazon Live. Yeah. How did you discover this? Like I'm just curious if you're asking that question. I know I'm asking a lot of questions. I'm being nosy. I'm just trying to. It helps me understand, how you found me, which helps me with marketing and all that stuff. Yeah. And anybody else watching, if you're hearing the sultry sound of my voice, hop in the chat. Just say hello. Hey, hi, yo, whatever. Do you have a drone? Do you like this lavalier mic that I got? The Hollyland Lark 150. Great dual lavalier system. Very, very happy with it. And full transparency, that Hollyland did send me the product, but they've not paid me to say anything nice. And I got a very high level of integrity here. I wouldn't be. I wear this absolutely every time I go live now. I was just was ordering something and saw the live window in the details. Oh, okay. Do you mind if I ask what you were ordering? Something cool, some gadgets, a microphone, a drone. I sell a lot of drones. Yes, an iPhone as camera source. That's correct. Very good at Googling. It's not a software that gets used as often as I'm surprised it doesn't more, because it's such a fantastic product. You do have to pay for it, but because it's part of my living, I don't mind paying for it. It's a tool for me, right? Very good. So I am going to let's get the drone fired up. It's 2:30. I said I was going live today at 2:30. You guys didn't know that. I just went and did it, but let's get this going here. So we start having some fun. So I'm outside of my city in the country, and some big farmland. We got some grain solos, and we've got some big frickin' windmills. And we're about 12 kilometers an hour winds right now, which is not too bad. I pay for a ton of software, but it's mostly iPad based, and we are a PC shop. Oh, okay. So do you sell products on Amazon? Okay, sounds good feedback. Very good. Okay, well, we're going to get into this. Let's make sure that everything's working the way it's supposed to. Let's get the camera up here so you can have the same experience as me. Okay. Now I gotta bring the light up a little bit here, because I can't see. Well, but I don't want to kill my battery too much. Okay, that's better. I can handle that. Looking for a key lock box, but they know what I buy. Okay, there you go. Okay, let me get the Fly app open. Who says that? That's upside down. Do it right, David. Come on. Alrighty. How do I want to show this to you guys? I think I want to do it probably nice and simple. We'll just go with that. And there we go. Okay. So there you can see I've got the DJI Fly app open, and then I'm going to turn the controller on first. Beep, beep, beep. Okay. And then turn on the drone. I did a live last night and flew the drone. I missed the sunset and then it got dark really quick, so it didn't get much. But you can see that if you're following along on my previous recordings as well. Okay. Take off with caution. Okay, so what I've got to do, actually, I got to get out of the van for a minute, so stay with me. You should still be able to hear me. Ugh. Put my window down. I always put my window down because I don't trust locking myself out of the van. Set it on. We'll do it up front. Oh, it's getting hot outside. And it's going to tell me to take off with caution. We're going to wait. So what it's doing right now is it's looking for satellites. Compass calibration. Of course it always wants to do that. So we just tap on there. And she's saying the home point has been updated, but she still wants us to calibrate. So we'll do that. Compass air calibration and start. Rotate aircraft. All right. So let's see if that worked good. Calibration successful. Okay. Alrighty. Everything's looking good. Mito Faroon. Hello, Mito. Thank you so much for following. This is the DJI let me just get my... Why can I not see anything? That's interesting. $5.99. Here, I'll put... Oh, sorry, I should have it. Yeah, it's $5.99. $5.99 for the Fly More combo. Okay, I've got to get out of this. Reboot. Let's try that again. Go fly. Okay, that's interesting. Why do I not have... Bear with me, folks. What is going on? Okay, aircraft not connected. So we're going to give it a minute. I just kind of restarted everything. What is going on? Why can't I...
The point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
But why can't I see anything? That's odd. Take off here, just...
Take off. The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
Except that I can't see anything. What happened? Oh, there we go. I was like, what the heck? Okay. Nice to have you back. Feedback. Feedback's back. Boy, I could really have a lot of fun with that. All right, we're in the air and we're going to start recording. And we're just going to... Let's get up in the air, right? Look at this. Beautiful day out here. Now, I like flying in cinematic mode, just because it's, well, I'm old, so I don't need to go super fast. But here we are. This is in 1080p mode at 60 frames per second. And that will actually allow me to zoom in 4 times. Look at this. Look at that. Is that friggin' awesome or what? Let's have a look. Now you can actually change the speed of the, you know, the pitch and the yaw, etc. Right. We're actually a lot closer than it looks. Now, understand that when you zoom in, it's a digital zoom. Sorry, I remember where to look. It's a digital zoom. So you will lose a little bit of resolution, but I would say you really can't notice that a lot. That's if I go back, right? And let's go for a flight. Beautiful day out. I mean, a perfect day would be like 5-kilometer winds, but we're about 10 or 11, which is not a problem for the DJI Mini 2, right? Okay. Now let's get some pictures. Let's get some pictures. So I'm going to stop the recording and then I switch over to photo, which I can zoom in twice. And clickety-click, just like that. Now you can get into, if you want to change the shutter speed, the ISO, the lighting, and all that stuff just by going into Pro mode, which is what that did. But for the most part, auto's pretty good. My son likes playing around with all those controls. Right? It's just really beautiful where I live. And I live in the city, but it's like, 15, maybe 20-minute drive to get out to this, and actually about 10 minutes outside of the city is already pretty awesome. But I wanted to get out here to the windmills, etc., and show that to you guys. We're about 50% battery still. All right, I'm gonna try to make you guys dizzy. Right, got some other nice shots here. It's really a great hobby too. I've lived in the city that I'm in all my life, and I see so much more now that I fly a drone. How am I capturing the DJI screen? Are you selling this DJI? Yeah, the DJI drone is in the carousel. How am I capturing it? I'm sharing my screen into the software. All right. Okay, so let's get some more video again. Oh, switch back. There we go. Probably won't go too far away, but there we are down there. There's me. Can you see me down there? So I am 213 meters away from me right now. Watch this. There's me. There's me. Now, is that cool or what? That is amazing zoom, 4 times. And even though it's digital, it still looks friggin' awesome, in my opinion. So, let's go for a flight. Where do we want to go? Do we want to go over here? Yeah, let's go fly over the trees, right? So I've got the tilt on here. It's 3-axis gimbal, right? Look at that. See how smooth that is? Now I've actually gone into the settings and changed the smoothness speed of that, right? It's built-in return to home. So if we were to lose signal, or battery power, all that sort of stuff cause some trouble, it would return to home automatically as long as you had the GPS set up for it. Right? Just a really nice day out for flying. Really nice day out for flying. Right. Nice country flight. There's a couple things in my life that make me really happy. One is live streaming. I love live streaming. My motorcycle. And my drone. So again, here we go. Let's zoom in like way over there. Right? It's doing a really good job. And you can see here the map, right? So here's the map. You can put that in full screen. So it's actually tracking everywhere we're going. It'll switch between map, and then of course I've still got the video down below. But what I can do is, start coming back. And we'll just come back to the blue line, right? We'll know where we're going. Okay, what have we got down here? Did I miss something? Yeah. Pretty cool. Let's get a nice shot of that for them. Sometimes I like to surprise people that I'll go, hey, here's a picture of your place. Oh. Beautiful day. See, I'm actually looking at the blue line to bring me back. Because we're getting down to about 30%. And when it gets to, I think, 20, it'll start beeping at me and say, hey, start getting your butt home. Oh, where am I? Where's the road? Woo, getting dizzy. There we go. Where am I? Yeah, I gotta go further that way. There is something to call, trust in the technology. DJI boasts being able to fly this 10 kilometers. Now, even though it's Wi-Fi technology, they have what is called OcuSync 2.0. And I'll get back to explaining what that is once we get back here. We got a little ways to go. Now I could speed it up. Watch this. We'll go into sport mode. High speed. Watch this. Just bring it right back to the home point. And if you just release, it'll just stop. All right, so I like to come down. Let's bring that up a little more. If I look, where am I? Yeah, kind of see me there. We're still a good 20 meters up. There I am. All right, see, there you go. And in sport mode, just flying. Meow, meow. Just turn it around. Right? There is a way to stop that. I don't know. Let's get a nice picture. Yeah. Now if I continue to ignore it, it will actually, at a certain point, it'll automatically just I'm going to get out so I can land. Alrighty. So there you go. That was our first flight of the day. Now, one of the things I've learned about the DJI, and I'm going to put my windows up here because it's getting hot and I've got the air on. To keep things cool. I've done it before and I learned this the hard way, where I turn the drone on and then I set it down and I just leave it on and it's just sitting there doing nothing. And I'm maybe waiting like for something to happen, or I'm just like, okay, it's ready when I'm ready. It gets hot just sitting there doing nothing, okay? So you really want to make sure that you're ready to fly when you turn it on. Don't let it sit there for more than a couple of minutes. I can already feel it getting warm, right? So you have to be very mindful that it will shut down eventually. I just shut it off. And what it'll do is it'll actually give you a warning signal on the app that your camera is overheated. And you don't want things to overheat because they will eventually hurt things after a while, right? So there you go. That's our first flight. Hello, Andy. Welcome, Andy. Thanks for being here. Thank you for the follow. I really appreciate that. And if you don't know already, I've got a goal, like it says on the screen, of 2,000 followers that I'm trying to reach, and I'm trying to do that by September 1st of this year. Where did I put? There it is. Now, the nice thing about the Fly More combo, if you're thinking about getting this drone, or any of the DJI drones, quite honestly, you can buy just the drone that comes with the drone, one battery, and a controller. Here's the thing. This battery will give to you, on calm day like today, well, it's about 20 minutes, 25. Perfect conditions, no wind, 31 minutes. Okay, but you're welcome. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Once you get up in the air and fly this, and then 20 minutes is over, or 25, whatever, then you're going to be bummed. You're going to be like, I want to go up again, and now you got to recharge. So if you get the Fly More combo, here's what happens. You get 3 batteries, okay, and you get the charging hub. Now, I just want to show you this, okay? So 3 batteries. Now, you notice these 2 are gray, this one's black. This black battery came from the Mavic Mini, the original, or the predecessor, if you will, to the DJI Mini 2, which I'm flying here today. Now, these batteries from the Mavic Mini, if you own one, will work in the new DJI Mini 2. But the DJI Mini 2 batteries will not work in the Mavic Mini. Funny how they're clever like that, right? 3 batteries in the kit, so you get 90 minutes of flight time. That's plenty, right? Like, I'm going to be out here for a little bit yet. I'm going to fly a couple more times and maybe go down the road a bit. I try not to really move too far driving while I'm live streaming, but I am out way here in a country road, and as long as I don't touch anything, I'm actually legal. But I don't need to go too far. I'll probably go back up and we'll just go a different direction, because you can fly 10 kilometers with this drone. Now, check your local legalities here in Canada where I'm at. The nice thing about this drone, because it's under 250 grams, you are not required to register the drone, and you do not have to have a license to fly the drone. That being said, when I got into the hobby last year, I decided, I don't know, it was 25, 30 bucks here in Canada to take the test. So I studied a couple hours every day for a couple of weeks, and when I felt confident, I took the test and I passed with, I don't know, 78% or something like that. I learned so much about wind patterns, how propellers work, all kinds of things, weather, cloud formations. And you wouldn't think, it's just a little drone, right? But knowing those things, for example, when you fly your drone and you take off, it's really important, if you can, to fly away into the wind. Fly into the wind. And here's why. If you start flying far away and you get a low battery, and you got to turn around and come back, is it going to be harder or easier to fly back with the wind behind you? Well, obviously the wind behind you is pushing you back, which means the drone does not have to work as hard, which means using less battery power. If you had to fly back into a strong wind, your battery might, it's going to have to work harder, so your battery is going to drop quicker, and maybe, you know what I'm saying? It's just safer to do it that way. Now, that's not always possible. It depends on the strength of the winds. 10, 11 kilometer winds, you're probably okay either way. But this will charge 3 batteries. Now, what it doesn't do, it does not charge all 3 batteries at the same time. What it does is it scans the batteries, it finds the one that is closest to being fully charged, and it charges that battery first. So that way you're always closest to having the fullest battery for when you come back, land, and you want to exchange batteries. Make sense? The other thing is, by pressing the button here, I don't know how well you can see that, but the lights light up and it tells you how full or empty the batteries are. And then you have USB-C here on the side for charging. And then here is a USB-A connection. So if I wanted to, I could charge another phone or any device that works off USB-A. So this actually becomes a battery pack. Now, of course, it does drain power from the batteries, but if you were in a pinch and you really needed to, you could charge something up with that. So that's part of the Fly More combo. Not only that, you get some extra propellers. You will need extra propellers at some point. If you're like me, I'm probably going to be flying. I do fly a lot. I'll be using my second propellers pretty soon. I got this last year at the end of the season, so I only really flew it about a month, and then wintertime was here, and while we had some mild days, I just kind of choose not to fly in the wintertime. That's just me. So I'm just getting back to it. But I expect by the end of this season, or before, I will need to change the propellers, which is really easy to do. I have done it, but just to kind of show you how well, I don't know how that camera's working. But you can see there's, right here, just 2 screws, 1 for each, right? And they're just Phillips screws. You just take them out and you put the propellers on, the new ones on. Now, you want to make sure they're labeled a particular way, so you want to make sure that you put the right propellers on the right arm, okay? This is the arm here. That's what I'm referring to. This right here is actually the antenna for the Wi-Fi system. Now, let's talk about the Wi-Fi system on this DJI Mini 2 drone. And if you're looking to learn more about drones, I don't do a lot of tutorials on my YouTube channel, but there are a couple of fellas that I do follow that I think just do a really good job. If you're here in Canada like I am, I follow Don Joyce, or Don Drones On. I follow him because he's Canadian, and he's actually very closely, he doesn't work for, but well, Transport Canada knows who he is, and he has a lot of influence with them on regulations, etc., and what he thinks is right or not right about any of the laws. So Don Drones On YouTube. And in the United States, I actually follow a guy named Rick from Drone Valley. Drone Valley is his channel on YouTube, and his name's Rick. I really just like his personality, and I love his energy about the hobby, and he has a lot of knowledge about it too. And every Friday he always does a Gadget Friday or something like that, right? So you can check those guys out. And if you do happen to comment on their YouTube channel, tell them David Burrows sent you. I don't really know them that well. I've commented a few times, so but they're large channels and worth looking into if you're looking more into the drone hobby. Which, before you buy a drone, I would really recommend you looking into it. That's why I'm talking about it here, to give you some insight on the drone. Now, you've made your decision. You're going to buy the DJI Mini 2. What's the first thing you do? Read the instructions. Now, I know that might seem like, well, duh, but a lot of us, especially us guys, we just get our new toy and we want to get out there and we want to get to it, and we just turn everything on, away we go. It's not the way I recommend going, and definitely do not fly indoors for your first flight. Repeat after me. Do not fly indoors for your first flight. How do I know this? Trust me, do not fly indoors on your first flight. That's all I'm going to say about that. If you ask me any more, I'll deny it. Go find yourself a nice big empty field. Not necessarily a park where people are playing, kids are playing or anything, but big farmer's field or big open area where there's not too many people around, or none. Just so you can get used to the controls. it's really simple to fly, but in the beginning stages, at least for me, it was like trusting myself and trusting the technology. The technology is really secure here. The only way something goes wrong typically is operator error, doing something stupid like not coming back when the battery's really low, or flying too far away, or flying too close to objects, that kind of thing, okay? Now, I don't see this drone in the items along the edge of your screen. Oh, I see it now. Sorry, I missed it. Okay, cool. This is a great way to start because depending on where you live, I know in the United States, I'm pretty sure most states, you don't need to register the drone and you don't need to have a license. But that being said, I would recommend go get your license anyway if you're serious about it. You'll learn a whole lot and you'll have a whole lot more respect for the hobby and for your drone as well. And you'll understand the technology better, so you'll realize more what you can and cannot get away with depending on the drone that you're flying. Now, what this controller does with the Mavic Mini worked on Wi-Fi technology. This also works on Wi-Fi technology, but what it has is called OcuSync 2.0. And a lot of people thought in the beginning, oh, there's no Wi-Fi, it's OcuSync. No, it still uses Wi-Fi, but the OcuSync 2.0 technology increases the strength of the signal. On the Mavic Mini, the original, when you take off and it's picking its home point and remembering and checking satellites and doing all the things that it does, it also picks the strongest Wi-Fi signal. Now you fly away and you get into an area where there's maybe buildings or whatever and there's more Wi-Fis around, that Wi-Fi signal could become weaker, right? And while it will stay connected, if it becomes too weak, you could lose your video transmission or even worse, just lose signal connection with the controller, at which point it shuts down, it finds the return to home location and just automatically flies back. Now, with OcuSync 2.0 technology, it scans all of the, I don't know, what is it, 11 or 12? I think it's 11 Wi-Fi frequencies. It finds the strongest one, and then it finds the second strongest one. And as it's flying, it's constantly scanning all the Wi-Fi, looking for the second strongest signal, so that if the signal that it's locked on right now becomes weak, it switches to the next strongest signal. So you're constantly always connected, and that's why you're able to fly about 10 kilometers away with this. Now, you want to keep in mind with regulations, there's a thing called VLOS, visual line of sight. Again, check your local legalities for that. But here in Ontario, Canada, it's visual line of sight. I've got to be able to see the drone. Even if it's just a speck and I know it's right there, I have to be able to see it. Anyway, again, read your law books on that. So very, very little. I've never had any lagging on the video transmission. I've never lost the signal. The only time I did, I was using an older, like an iPhone 5 or something like that. Let's turn this off. Not an iPhone 5, an iPhone 6 to use for the controller. And because I was also sharing the screen in, it worked too hard and it didn't like the processor or whatever. So I'm using now an iPhone XR. If you have something and you can afford to put that in your bag as well, that's something I would recommend doing, right? An iPhone 7 or 8 will work too. Yes, you can use tablets like an iPad or an Android. It will work on both. And you can get an adapter for that. And you can also get sunscreen shades, which I miss mine. Thanks for the video. Hey, feedback, thank you for being here. And thanks for the follow. Now, for anybody else who's just here, I see lots of people out there watching, which is awesome. If you can hear my voice, introduce yourself or just say hello from wherever. I really want to build a community here. I'm here getting to know you, and yes, we're talking about products, but I really want to build a community here where you can come just hang out and chill. And it's okay if you don't buy anything. If you're just hanging out here, you're a part of the community here on Amazon Live and part of Deals with David. And I talk about a lot of different stuff. Today, I'm out on the road with the Dealmobile. Maybe you guys help me out. I'm trying to come up with a name for my mobile van, right? The Dealmobile or Deals on Wheels? The Dealmobile or Deals on Wheels? What do you think? Tell me in the chat. I'd like to know. You guys can help me pick the name. Right? And as you can see there, it says, please help me reach my goal of 2,000 followers. I'm trying to get to 2,000 followers by September 1st of this year. That would be freaking awesome if we could do that. So all you got to do is hover over. Is it over here? Over here. Maybe if I act up and act silly, people who are muted will go, what is that guy doing? Let's go help that man. You just hover over and the follow button will show up, and you smash that follow button. You'll get notified every time I go live if you have notification settings turned on your app. I go live at least twice a day, 4 days a week, right? And then, so that's Monday to Thursday. And then I'm loving it so much that if I have time on Fridays, I'll at least do an hour, or Saturdays as well. I will, it depends if I ride a motorcycle too, so I thought about live streaming from the motorcycle, but that's probably not safe, so I'm not going to do that. But depending on what's going on. So I don't commit to the weekends, but if I don't have anything else going on with my lovely wife or my son or daughter, then I pop on either from the home studio, or it's just so nice out these days. Why be at home in my studio when I have the capability here of going out live and hanging out with you guys, right? Speaking of chat, I should go check on that from others location. Let's see what we got here. All right. Because we're also live on my 2 YouTube channels and my Facebook page. So if you are watching on the YouTube channel or the Facebook page, do me a huge favor. I appreciate you watching, but go to dealswithdavid.live and come on over here and watch on Amazon. You'll get the full experience of what I'm talking about. You'll be able to see the products in the carousel. When you're on Facebook or YouTube, you can't see any of that stuff. So the experience is definitely way better over here on Amazon Live. And shout out to Amazon, by the way, for recognizing the power of live streaming, and many of us creators who were selected and approved to come here live on Amazon. We go through a process of getting approved, and what that means for you, the viewer, is that Amazon creators like myself, we have a lot of integrity here. There's no scammers going on here. We're all talking about quality products. We are here to shop, but I also believe we're all here to learn, and I also believe we're here to support each other. And what a great way you can support an individual guy like me. If you're gonna shop on Amazon anyway, start here with me. Speaking of which, you can also check out my Amazon website. Depending if you're in the United States or Canada, go to dealswithdavid.shop. Dealswithdavid.shop. And you can surf right from there every time. Instead of you're thinking of going to shop on Amazon, start there. And no matter what you buy, I will get a commission for that, and that'll support the channel and what supports me and being able to keep coming back and providing these quality live streams, right? I just flew a $600 drone up in the air for you guys, right? And I'm happy to do that. Birdies, Deals on Wheels sounds like a used car sales. Yeah, you know what? Thanks, Birdies, for that. Yeah, I agree. I kind of went with that. I was thinking that myself. Sounds, yeah. And I don't want to, I am selling stuff here, don't get me wrong, but I don't want to come across salesy. You know, like, buy this right now, it's only $5.99. I don't want to be that guy. I would be a car guy. Mel Farr, superstar. I like the Dealmobile. Unless if you have other suggestions, I'm open to that too. I haven't decided. So the channel's called Deals with David. I am a talk show host. I do a talk show host on Facebook, but I'm here on Amazon. I can't use the word Amazon in the name. The Dealmobile has a ring to it. What about anybody else out there? Birdies, let me hear what you think. And Birdies, are you following? If you're not following yet, and I've convinced you that I'm a decent guy, and you'd like to know more when I go live, please hover over and just tap on that follow button when it shows up when you're hovering over, and you'll help me get closer and closer to my goal of 2,000 followers. We've been doing really well the last few days, getting about 10 new followers every time I go live. So That's very cool for me. All right, who wants to see the drone again? Let's get the drone back up in the air, shall we? David, you're talking too much. Not really. I got 4 batteries here, right? And I drove all the way out here in the country, so I might as well do them. Okay. So nice and tiny that it is. Again, it weighs less than 249 grams. It does have 2 lights. It's got a flashing light right on the front, which you can actually go into the app and you can change the color of the lights. And it's got one back here. Right on the back here is, if I wanted to charge it with the battery in it, I could do that as well. And then right below right here, this is the SD card slot. I've got a 128 gigabyte SD card slot. The other cool thing is with this app, it actually has its own built-in editor. So as soon as I'm done flying, and maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll, maybe we'll do that. I got lots of time. If you guys hang out with me, we'll do it. I can actually edit the video right in the DJI app. Not just a basic app. You can split, you can remove, you can do all kinds of cool things. It even has templates built into it. If you're not that creative yourself and you just want a quick video, you can pick like the length, like 3 minutes, and then tap on some of your videos and it'll find some footage out of those videos you pick and make a nice 3-minute video for you. And it's really professional. You could add in text so you can have an intro and all that sort of stuff. There's a lot you can do. The software alone, if you were to buy this software, the things that it does, it'd easily be worth, $50 to $100 for an app, right? All included when you buy the DJI system. Don't leave me, birdies. I'm really curious if you got any other ideas. But I like your honesty. Sounds like a used car sale thing. All right. Somebody say up, up, and away. All right. Is it going to make me calibrate again? I hope not, because that's a pain. But we are going to get back up in the air. Here we go. RC not connected. It will connect. A little more windier out here, but I still think we're going to be okay. I just don't want to calibrate again, please. So it is looking for satellites right now. I've got it on top of my van. So we'll just give it a minute. And I'm going to go into cinematic mode. I think I turned it on. Maybe I didn't. I was pretty sure I did. Let's try this again, shall we? Hope you guys can still hear me. Yeah, it should be trying to connect. I'm going to turn it off again. Okay, let's try again. Okay. Doing this flight check. Looks like everything's working right. It just needs to take its time to. Maybe we move it. Ooh, the top of my van's hot. It's right there. What's going on? Well, try turning the remote on, Dave. There we go. Compass calibration. Oh, it wants to do that every time. But it's the right thing to do, so let's do it. If you guys can still hear me, should be able to with my Hollyland Lark 150. All right, start. Rotate. Okay. Calibration successful. Very good. All right. Flight number 2. Begin recording. And we just tap there, press and hold.
Takeoff. The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
Please check it on the map. There's the home point. And you can see it is still actually kept track of everywhere I've gone. Now I'm going to change this. I'm going to give you kind of a bigger view here. There we go. That looks a lot better, doesn't it? Right, and just tap and switch. And we're going to get up in the air. Let's go look at some of these. Now, I can go up 120 meters. But 70 is good. All right, now let's zoom in again. Look at that. That's only 2 times zoom in, and look how wonderful it's doing it. All right, now let's just stop there for a moment. Switch over. Zoom in a little more. Let's bring the axis of gimbal down, and there's a shot. Let's get some more in there. Hey Riley, thank you so much for the follow, Riley. I appreciate that. You just helped get me closer to 2,000 followers, which is my goal to have accomplished by September 1st. All right. Let's go back into video mode. All right. Now look at this. 2 times, 4 times. That's friggin' awesome. It really is. I love it. All right. Look at those windmills. Is that cool or what? Now we're at 70 meters and we still haven't really that's about how high. All right. Let's just back off. Let's go 2 times. So you can see what that looks like. Here's another one there. Yep. It's a nice day for flying. About 10 and 11 kilometer winds. Isn't that pretty? Now that's in cinematic mode. Oh, that's wicked. That is friggin' wicked. It takes some getting used to with the zoom though. They're like, okay, how far am I really, or how close am I really? Right? I've been saying for a while, like last year I wanted to get out and like, oh, Jason, my son, I'm like, we got to get out and fly around those windmills. How cool is that? But I also want to be careful that I don't get too close and, you know, kind of sucked in. You know what I mean? But let's stop there. Let's see what we can do with. Let's get some more photos. Zoom in. Oh yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Right there. Right there. Now, there's a lot of people who are not fans of these windmills, but obviously the farmers that have them up are okay with it. But so we've been up for a little while, and we're still at like 78% battery left. Let's see what we can do. What's down here? Anything? Nothing too exciting. Here's what I want to do though. Whoops. There we go. I'm going to switch back over to video. Let's go. Okay, I'm going to stop so I can switch modes here to see. Right. Yeah. Shutter. And then my ISO, that's the other problem. There we go. So you can actually go into manual mode and you can change all the settings yourself. Looks pretty good there. 1080p, 60 frames per second. I don't know, let's see. A little brighter. About like that. A little more. How's that? All right, just go back to auto. Kind of like a little brighter though. Start things up. I try to remember my bearings. Where are we here? Oh yeah, okay, I'm over here. Way over here. We're gonna go back this way because where am I? Uh-oh, where did I go? Don't say uh-oh. Yeah, we're over here somewhere. Now I'm gonna go into sport mode. We'll get a little warning that says flight altitude angle is larger in sport mode. Gimbal will rotate when your cast starts or stops. There we go. But now we can fly a whole lot faster. Where's my speed? I think I can change that. Can I change that? No, I have it in... You can change that in the settings. But we're going a whole lot faster here. Going a whole lot faster here, right? Whoops. Going the wrong way, David. If we want to get to the home point, we just get on that red line there, right? Where am I? Oh, there I am, right down there. It's like, I know I'm right there. Now look at this. For those of you just joining, zoom in 4 times. There's me. Right? Like, is that cool or what? That's super cool. Okay. So now that I know where I am. So we're in sport mode right now. I'm going to take a flight over here. Just check out. We didn't go over here last time, so there's not really not much over here. You can go sideways as well. Okay, just stay straight and sideways. You can rotate and turn and sideways at the same time. It's really a slick machine. I'm gonna go back into auto mode. So you have to stop to switch. Yeah, like that a little better. So for those of you watching, thanks for being here, and tell me, do you have a drone? Are you looking at a drone? Now that is in sport mode, so you'll notice the battery dropping a lot quicker, right? So you really have to time these things too. You have to go, okay, so I'm coming back, but I got to make sure I got enough battery power to get back. That's just so cool to see that. All right, so if I follow that red line, it will bring me home. Start coming down. All right, there I am. I'm going to switch into cinematic mode because we're pretty close. So we'll just start coming down, down, down. Get out of that. Look at this. That's just, the zoom just blows my mind. Even though that's digital zoom and you lose some resolution when you use the digital zoom, it still looks fantastic, in my opinion. Now we're not that high off the ground. When I get down here, I'll start coming in. See how low we are right there? Should be coming right at me here. Where are you? Yeah, there he is. I'm just going to come a little more this way. Birdie over there wants to play. Definitely want to get down over here, and you certainly want to be mindful. If you're ever flying and you're like, okay, I'm not sure if I'm going to hit that, or just stop. Because this drone in particular only has sensors on the bottom. And what that does is if it gets too close to something on the ground, it will actually pop up about a half a foot. But it does not have sensors in front of it or around it, so you really want to be careful. But what's I find always really cool to do, we got 43%. This actually I think would be a cool shot. I wonder, 43%, can I get that close? Let's do it. I'm going to fly really fast towards these guys. Okay, here we go. On your mark, it said go. This, oh, look at that shot. Let's come up a little bit. How close do I want to get to this? Because we got to come back, right? That was pretty slick, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of times, you know, we like to, like drone flyers will like to get up really high and take those shots, but there's something to be said too for flying low and getting those cool shots. Alright, but I'm gonna stop, I'm gonna turn around. Never knew Amazon had live. Yeah, well, about a year now. but yet still fairly new. Thanks for being here, Vanessa. So tell me, how did you discover it, Vanessa? Or more selfishly, how did you discover me? That's what I'd like to know. So we're going to get back into sport mode and get flying back. So if I just follow that red line, it'll bring me right back home. You can see, there we are on the map. It's going a lot faster on the map, isn't it? I'll come right back to in front of the van. And just like YouTube or anything at low battery voltage, fly with caution. Okay, that's why I rated back. Look at that birdie there. You're like, get out of the way. That is a hawk, and we actually have to be careful of them because, yeah, look at that. He's like getting right in front of me there. They don't like me being around there. There I come. They don't like me being here. They're keeping up with me. As you can see here, I'm coming in. Make sure no... Whoop-de-doo! There's the road. There I am. Turn around. Okay. Watch this. Okay, let's... Hi guys! Let's get a picture. I always like to get pictures for... stop that. I'm going to switch over. Yeah, I know. Oh, right there. Not quite right there. Shut up so I can take a picture. Okay. Gotta get out and get the drone. Hang on. Is that cool or what? Voila. He wants the drone. Who wants the drone? Hey, review guy, welcome. Appreciate all of you being here. I just love doing Amazon Live. And there it is, the DJI Mini 2 drone. And I do believe, I'm the only drone pilot here on Amazon. Now, sorry, might not be the only drone pilot, but I think I'm the only one flying the drone in my live stream. All right, review guy, how you doing? And Vanessa, thanks so much for being here. Listen, anybody who's watching here right now, I love coming here for you. If you want to support me here on the channel, the best thing you can do is hover over the screen, and a follow button will appear up here in the corner. Just click on that, and that helps me grow my followers. I'm trying to get to 2,000 followers by September 1st, so I got the whole summer to do this, but I need about 10 new followers at least every time I go live. And I go live twice a day, 4 days a week, Monday to Thursday, usually a morning and then a late afternoon or evening broadcast as well. Yesterday I went live 3 times, And then on the weekends, if I'm not busy on the motorcycle or doing other things with the family, I usually pop on for at least an hour and probably fly the drone, or I think probably tomorrow we'll get out. I just, if it's in my schedule, because I do so many other things, but this is a part of my living. This is a main part of my living, is being here on Amazon Live. So whatever you can do to support, I really do appreciate that. And if you just want to come out and hang out, say hello, that's cool too. Review guy, thanks so much for the follow, review guy. I appreciate that. Have you ever just gotten your drone until the battery was completely flown my drone? No, absolutely not. And do you know why? Do you know why I didn't do? It's just not safe. It's just flown it till it's completely, like, that's just asking for trouble, right? It gets to a certain point and it will automatically return to home. You can cancel the return to home, but then your battery's going to die, and if you're out there and your battery dies, like, it's going to drop. And I don't really feel like going for a walk and getting my drone and it crashing, and I don't see the purpose in wanting to do that. Maybe you can tell me why you might want to try that. But why don't you buy the drone and you try that, and then you come back here and tell us how that went. Yeah, I don't recommend doing it though. But good question though, JP. The Hawk. Oh, you want the Hawk? Yeah, the Hawks are like, they do, like, there was two of them there. You guys probably couldn't see two of them, but I was looking right off to the side here, and they were flying around. And they were checking it out. My son and I have actually, like I say, I live stream events in our community, and one of the things we live stream that we're hoping to do this year, we're still a bit in lockdown here in Canada, is lawn tractor racing, like little lawnmowers, but fast. And we would actually fly the drone in the live stream. It was just like a NASCAR, right? You could see it was really cool. But it was out in the country, and the Hawks would come around. There was one time in particular, I was like, okay, Jay, just bring the Hawk in for landing, and we'll just broadcast from here. Because they were getting pissed off that we were up flying around. Yeah. Review guy. What's he saying? Opinion on the Mavic Mini versus Mini 2. Yeah, I can actually give an honest opinion there, because I had the Mavic Mini before I had the DJI Mini 2. And so I got into the hobby last year. And so and I'd watched, and I'd seen the Mavic Mini, and I was like, you know what, that's pretty slick, technology and everything. So I went with that, and I really liked it. It was easy to learn. And when I say easy to learn, I don't just mean you can just go up there and fly and not worry about anything. You need to be smart. I went ahead, and even though not required by law because it's a sub drone, I didn't have to have a license. I studied and I went and I got my license anyway, because I figured, well, first of all, if it's a hobby meaning you want to learn. So if I take the test, I'm going to learn a whole bunch. So I studied for a couple of weeks, and then I took my tests and I passed. And then I started using it for some commercial things like real estate and just some other local stuff that people hired me to use it for. And the big difference, 4K video at 30 frames per second and 1080p at 60 frames per second, whereas the Mavic Mini only did up to 2.7K. Can you tell the difference? If you put side by each, of course you probably could, but could your eye? I don't know. More stability. And more stability in a couple of ways on the DJI Mini 2 compared to the Mavic Mini. Don't get me wrong, the Mavic Mini is still a great drone, and it's still a great place to start. They're still making them and putting them out there. They are coming out with what's called the Mini SE, and that's to kind of fill a void in a price point area, I think. If you go to my friend Rick, Drone Valley on YouTube, he's got a video on the Mini SE and what he thinks is happening there. And he thinks they're filling a price point. And it's very similar to the Mavic Mini. That's rumors at this point, but you go to check that out. Pardon me, I got a cough. Pardon me. The Mavic Mini works on Wi-Fi technology, as does the DJI Mini 2. But the difference is that the Wi-Fi technology on the Mavic Mini, you'll get about, I can't remember, was it 2 or 4 kilometers? I think 4 kilometers. I can say 4 kilometers, which is still quite a ways. And why would you need to fly any further than that? But signal video transmission would drop from time to time. I had it like right up here above a tree where I'm at, and I'd lose signal. It's like, why? The DJI Mini 2 has OcuSync technology, so it's constantly locked on a signal, but it's constantly scanning all the other frequencies, the Wi-Fi frequencies, and finding the next strongest signal. So if the signal you're on drops and gets weak, it's constantly on the strongest signal available to it. Whereas on the Mavic Mini, it locks on a signal, and then you fly away, and if the signal gets weak, it's still on that channel. It doesn't scan and change, and that's the nice thing about the OcuSync 2.0 technology. They boast you can fly 10 kilometers. Now, 10 kilometers would be way the hell over there to that windmill, and I couldn't see it. So now you're trusting the technology, and depending on where you live, you might be breaking a few flight laws, like VLOS, which is visual line of sight. Here where I live, that might be changing, but as it is right now, you still have to have visual line of sight. So when I'm flying here in this field, even though I'm looking at my screen, I can look up at the window and go, yeah, oh, there it is. Even if it's a tiny little dot, I can go, yeah, that's where it is. So that, the camera, the controller for the DJI Mini 2 is different than the Mavic Mini. The Mavic Mini had its own controller, which was smaller and a little more compact. And I will admit, when I first got this in my hand, I was like, oh, I really like the smallness of the Mavic Mini. But as I got using this, I was like, you know what, I'm really glad they made it this way. They got nice grips on the back as well, so it fits comfortably in your hand. And it just feels a little more stable, you know, the feel of the product. And this also works with the Mavic Air, the Mavic Air 2, and some other drones as well. Now, if you really want to get super awesome, you can spend about $800 and get the DJI Smart Controller, which some people do. But this just has everything right on front as well. Right here, you know, I can switch from cinematic to normal to sport mode. I have a pause button if I needed to stop all of a sudden, if it was coming back and I wanted to cancel the return to home, I just press that. Or I can automatically make a return to home. My power, and of course my controllers. This is a function button over here. Switching between camera and video here. And then a button on the back right here. Like, just all the controls are right here, and it feels nice and solid. And I actually like how the phone controller is on top rather than on bottom. When it was on the bottom before, it was like, I felt like I was looking down more, you know? Whereas here, I have it up in front of me and I don't have to tilt my head down as much, which I really like, because if I am keeping my VLOS, if I'm following all the laws, I'm looking here and I can just kind of look up, and it's just really well thought out. Works on Android and iOS. All right, and it just comes together really well. So probably done flying for the day, but you know, just take this out. So there's my controller, which is my 10R, and then the cable in the back. Whoopsie daisy. Zippity doo dah. Where's my power? I got lots of power. Whoop. One thing about being out here in farmland too, everybody's really friendly. I mean, they will drive by and they'll look like, what's that guy doing, or who is that? But I've had a couple people, when they saw me, they pulled up and, are you okay? Is everything good? Everybody was checking up. That's cool. So there you go. You see, you put the cable down inside. I pull this side out for the iOS. If I had an Android device, I'd pull the other side of the cable out. All right, close that in. Unscrew. And then your controllers just fit right nicely in the bottom. And in the Fly More combo pack, you get extra set of propellers, and you get an extra set of these too if you happen to lose them. And they're more solid than the Mavic Mini. It was more plastic. And if for some reason you lost them or forgot them, you could actually still control, right? So that's cool. Turn it off. Right? So I hope that those would be the main differences. if you're just starting out and you want to spend a little less money, you can still get the Mavic Mini. Great drone. I really enjoyed flying it, and for purposes that I had, it did really well. The other big bonus, though, to the DJI Mini 2 compared to the Mavic Mini is that it will tolerate the wind more. Excuse me. It will tolerate wind a lot better than the Mavic Mini. The Mavic Mini, you could fly in about 18 kilometer an hour winds, and then about that point is when my son would do it. He likes to push me. It's not his $800 bill floating up in the air. I think he flew at about 22 kilometer an hour winds, and that's when he went, yeah, okay, I'm going to bring it back, and that's enough. Whereas here, you could fly it in 30 kilometer winds or 25 miles an hour if you're in the United States, right? It handles the wind better, but it still has its limits, right? For a hobbyist, you get windy out. It's not as fun to fly when it's super windy, because you still are having to, like if you're flying, it's keeping the gimbal steady. It does a really good job at that, but it's also working so much harder, so things get hotter and the battery just drains right down. You saw me right there if you were watching. When it went into sport mode alone, it just automatically, the battery just started dropping a whole lot quicker than when I'm in cinematic mode. It's another reason I like flying in cinematic mode is I'm going for a flight, and it's therapy for me. I relax, and I'm just, but, call me old. My young boy, Jason, he's 21. He likes to fly fast. I get it. And depending on the shot, too, like I just flew there, a nice low to the ground shot, nice to go fast. Yeah, it depends what you're doing. But it'll definitely fight the winds better. Level 5 winds, they call it. So 30 kilometers an hour, about 23, 25 miles per hour. It will handle. But, again, I don't enjoy the flight as much. Even though I'm not up there flying, I'm in control, and I am enjoying the visual on here. And there's just a part of me that's there, at least for me, the experience is there's a part of me there with the drone. And I want to enjoy that as much. Another reason why I won't fly the battery right down to zero. Why would you want, think about that. Battery zero. What's likely going to happen there? Right. But great questions. Thanks, review guy. And JP's here as well. Hello, JP. He was the one who wanted me to drain the battery. You go do that, come back, tell me about it. And JP, and if you're still here, and anyone else who's listening, I've got a goal of 2,000 followers by September 1st. So if you haven't followed and you're enjoying this broadcast and you're getting some education out of it, please hover over and help David out, will you? And click that follow button. You will get notified if you have your notifications turned on the Amazon app. All right. The other nice thing is how they put the DJI Mini 2 together. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. I'm just going to shut off my controller. Back in there. Okay. Comes with a really nice case as well to hold everything together. And I find, some equipment, they make a case and it's just enough to fit everything in. What they've done in here is everything fits in, and then they've left some space in here too. So if you wanted to add an extra battery like I have, or lay something across the top, you can. It's got a nice pocket in the top here. I've got my controller and a couple extra cables, for charging. And here's the other cool thing that I like. What's really going on? Oops. Back to the chat here. Facebook. And I know I talk a lot, but I get really excited about the drone. It's probably my most favorite thing to talk about, besides this new microphone that I got, which is from Hollyland, the Lark 150 dual lavalier microphone. That's what you're hearing me talk on today. So this is the cover for the gimbal, the 3-axis gimbal. Only goes on one way, which is what I like, because otherwise I screwed up. It snaps in there. Okay. Now, when you fold this up, you do want to be careful and mindful. Don't be in a rush to do it, because you don't want to bend any of the propellers. I kind of get a little routine on how I do that. And then just be careful with the propellers. And I kind of just set them up like this. Okay, and I just kind of gently hold them in place. Let's get these down and around out of the way. And now what happens here is I just kind of hold my fingers like inside like that. It has a propeller protector. The Mavic Mini did not have that. In fact, what was happening was in the case that they built for the Mavic Mini is you would put the drone in, and when you closed the lid, it was actually, if you didn't put it in properly, it would still fit in, but it would bend the propellers. I think for the $100 difference, I agree with you. The Mini 2 is the better choice. Thanks for, yeah, 100%. Like, if you're going to get into it, because you know what's next, right, is the SE, which is the lower model version. But then, of course, they'll have the Mini 3 next. And they seem to be dropping the name Mavic. It's just going from the Mavic Mini to the DJI Mini 2. So I think that's a bit of a clue as well. I also think the SE may only be sold in the United States because all the specs that they refer to are in the imperial system, like miles per hour, feet, inches, whereas the Mavic Mini and the DJI Mini 2, it's all referred to in kilometers. Because the rest of the world went metric, but the United States said, no, not us. We're going to do it our own way. So it has a nice propeller protector. And just the same over here. And then it very, very easily just pull it around and just a little push. Whoops. Put my glasses on. There you go. Holds everything really nice and neat and tied together. I leave the instruction sticker on there because I'm old and I forget. But everything's really nicely packaged in there. And then, here we go. This fits in there nice and slick. Ready to go, zips up. It's even got a nice pocket on the side, right here, which is got enough room for something like my license. Oh, give her, buddy. And that's it right there. Nice weather resistant. It's got kind of like the, I don't know if you can hear that, like the bumps fiber on there, so it will splash off the water and the dust, etc. It doesn't do well with coffee stains, my bad. But it's easy, and it's got a nice strap. It's not cheaply made. It's sewn together well. If you can see that, probably not with this camera, but it's sewn together really well. It's durable, like even the extra sewed streams on the back there, and the strap is strong and durable, and it's got a handle on the end as well. So if you just want to carry it like that, you're good to go, and it doesn't take up a lot of space. It's the DJI Mini 2. All right. Anybody else out there who's watching? Do you have a drone? Are you looking at a drone, or is there something else that you're looking at? I do want to give a shout out again too to Hollyland for the Lark 150 dual lavalier microphone, which I have down here. And I love this microphone. I've been a disc jockey for years as well. Or was for over 20 years. So I've dealt with a lot of audio equipment, etc. And best lav mic I've ever been able to use. So I'm really grateful to them, Hollyland, for the Lark 150. Full transparency, they did send me this for free, but I wouldn't be wearing it and talking about it if I didn't think it was a good quality product. That's my integrity here, is only quality products. If it's not a quality product, I don't talk about it. All right. I got to check things out here. There's my glasses. Couldn't find the darn things. Yeah, you're welcome, review guy. I hope that really helped you out. What do we got going on here? Tell us update. You've used 75%. Do you think? We still got lots left. That's good to know. Any other messages? So for those of you who are watching, if you haven't yet, please hover over and click on the follow button and help me get closer to 2,000 followers here. I am here usually twice a day. I don't know if I'll be back again later tonight or not. It's pretty nice out, and I might go for a motorcycle ride. But if I'm not here tonight, I will make it up to you and come back tomorrow. A couple of others, I'm not quite ready to go yet, but if you're looking for a microphone for podcasting, the Blue Yeti microphone, Blue has been a leader in the microphone industry for live streaming and podcasting for many years. Twitch streamers are no stranger to the name Blue Yeti. They now have got the Blue Yeti X out, which is the next level up. But what's nice about that when they come out with the newer models is the older models go down in price. This Blue Yeti USB microphone, it's just strictly plug and play. It's got 4 different audio patterns, so microphone in front of you or microphone in front of you, and then it picks up the other side as well, all the way around, and left and right stereo channels as well. When this came out a few years ago and I bought it, it was like $179. Recently down to $129, and then the other day, Tuesday, or no, what's today? Thursday? Yeah, Tuesday was down to $118, then $115. Now it's down to $108. I don't think it's going to get much lower than that. But if you're looking for a really good USB microphone with great sound quality and like options for different sound options, it's got the 4 audio patterns. You definitely won't go wrong. I use it for my talk show at home, so. If you're looking for that, not a bad idea. Father's Day is coming up, of course, as well. And we dads, we like big toys too, right? If Dad doesn't have the big screen or the Wi-Fi projector just yet, something else you want to consider here is this Wi-Fi projector native. This is the Fango. This is probably the best deal in the carousel right now. Starts at $549. They slashed that down by 36%, so $200. And then there's a coupon. You just check on the coupon when you click on the product, a little check button for another $100 off. This Wi-Fi projector is 1080p, and it's $300 off the regular price right now. How long that's going to last? They don't tell me these things around here. Okay. So check out all the products down there that might interest you in the carousel, and anything you buy from the carousel, or even if you click on one of those products and you don't buy them, but then you buy something off Amazon, it still supports the channel. So however you shop, if you start here, whatever you buy, you're supporting me, and helps me be able to keep coming back and be in the middle of a field in my van and pay for the data that I use to fly the drone and give you a unique experience here on Amazon Live. My coffee's probably cold by now. Yep, it definitely is. Definitely. All right. Well, that's been a pretty good broadcast. We're here for just short of 2 hours, and a lot of you have followed and shown some love. I really appreciate that. Another way you can support me too is I do have social media, of course. My Facebook and my Instagram deals with David B. I just started a Twitter with Deals with David B today, if you want to follow me there. I will admit that there's not a lot of action going on the Facebook and the Instagram just yet, because I just got them started, but I will work on that. And what I plan on doing there is sharing some other deals and links to get deals and coupons, etc. When I'm not live, right? A lot of times when you're here live, you only get these deals while I'm live, and that usually I don't know that they don't let me plan that in advance. It's just like I go live and it's like, oh, that deal just showed up. So if you don't want to miss out on any of the cool deals, the tech stuff, the drones, the audio gear, I've got some books that I talk about as well, and I'm going to be having some authors come on and join me in the future. So if you don't want to miss out on that, make sure you do hover over, click that follow button, and go check out my social media as well. I am so grateful to all of you, and I'm really grateful to Amazon for allowing me the privilege of coming to you live here whenever I want, and bringing you great quality deals, and just listening to me talk. I appreciate you just listening to me talk, and I do appreciate the engagement in the chat as well. And even though we haven't met face to face, you are important to me, and I love getting to know people. So thank you so much for coming by and making what I do just such a wonderful thing to be able to come to you and talk to all of you. Thanks so much, everybody. And as always, stay safe and happy shopping. Bye for now.